नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमदे भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। हरे कृष्णा, जय श्री प्रभुपाद।
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining. Let's get started. So, we are reading the introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll share my screen and we'll continue reading. And maybe we'll just someday there would be surprise test. What are some important highlights from our readings? So, you should at least remember some of those. So our goal should be at the end of the reading, you should have at least three things that you say, okay, this is the three things that which resonated with me, or at least I remember this, or I will try to remember this, or it is a new information for me. So that way, when we do, then it will be very active reading. Otherwise, the passive hearing, somebody is reading and then we're on the phone and, sometimes we are just little absent-minded. So keep that goal for yourself that from every single day, from every reading, there should be at least three things, two or three things. That is okay. These are the 3 points were there for me to remember or to apply or to do anything or to share with others. Something like that. That will be very, very helpful. Very active reading. Okay. So, and then I can also pick one of you someday. It will be a surprise, and then we should be able to tell some of the points. So, let's get started with this. The Srimad Bhagavatam is the science of Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, of whom we have preliminary information from the text of the Bhagavad Gita. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said that anyone, regardless of what he is, who is well versed in the science of Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Bhagavad Gita, can become an authorized preacher or preceptor in the science of Krishna. There is a need for the science of Krishna in human society. For the good of all suffering humanity of the world. And we simply request the leaders of all nations to pick up this science of Krishna for their own good, for the good of society, and for the good of all the world's peace. Okay, so this scriptures are the science of Krishna, Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam. And one who's thorough with this, we can easily go and share and preach. And this is essential for the good of society, for our own good, for the society, and for the people in general all over the world. So leaders should take the responsibility of sharing this knowledge. So that was a very short introduction about little briefly Prabhupada has written something. And then in this introduction, what Prabhupada has done is he has given a short sketch of the life and teachings of Lord Chaitanya, who is the preacher of Srimad Bhagavatam, not only just by talking, by his own conduct, his own example is teaching the Bhagavatam. Okay, so let us read about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It will be a little informative, those who are new, and also we'll learn something about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, so I'll pick now different people, just read one paragraph. Okay, Shloka Mataji, you want to read?
Yeah, can I go ahead? Yeah. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the great apostle of love of God and the father of the congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord, advented himself at Sridham Mayapura, a quarter in the city of Navadvipa in Bengal, on the Falguni Purnima evening in the year 1407, Sakapta, corresponding to February 1486 by the Christian calendar. His father, Sri Jagannath Mishra, a learned Brahmana from the district of Salhet came to Navadvipa as a student because at that time Navadvipa was considered to be the center of education and culture. He domiciled on the banks of the Ganges after marrying Srimati Sachi a daughter of Srila Nilambara
Chakravarti.
Chakravarti, the great learned scholar of Navadvipa.
Okay. Okay. Let's other read now. Somebody else can take that in. Who wants to go next?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Jagannatha Mishra had a number of daughters by his wife, Srimati Sati Devi, and most often them expired at an early age. Two surviving sons, Sri Vasyapura and Vishwambhara,
Okay. This is Vishwarupa and
Vish,
Vishwambara.
okay, Vishwarupa and Vishwambara became at last the object of their pater, paternal affection. The 10th and youngest son, who was named Vishwambara, later became known as Nimai Pandita, and then, after accepting the renounced order of life, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
I read one more small two
Okay.
lines.
Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited his transcendental activities for 48 years and then disappeared in the year 1455, Sakabda at Puri. Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Right. Next.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, I can read. For his first 24 years, he remained at Navdvipa as a student and householder. His first wife was Srimati Lakshmi Priya, who died at an early age when Lord was away from home. When he returned from East Bengal, he was requested by his mother to accept a second wife, and he agreed. His second wife was Srimati Vishnu Priya Devi, who bore the separation of Lord throughout her life because the Lord took the order of sannyas at the age of 24 when Srimati Vishnu Priya was barely 16 years old.
You can read one more.
After taking sannyasa, the Lord made his headquarters at Jagannath Puri. Due to the request of his mother, Srimati Sachi Devi, the Lord remained for 24 years at Puri. For 6 years of his time, he traveled continuously all over India and especially throughout southern India, preaching the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Next.
Okay, I can read.
Yeah.
Lord Chaitanya not only preached the Srimad Bhagavatam, but propagated the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita as well in the most practical way. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Sri Krishna is depicted as the absolute personality of Godhead, and his last teachings in that great book of transcendental knowledge instruct that one should give up all the modes of religious activities and accept him, Lord Sri Krishna, as the only worshipable God, Lord. The Lord then assured that all his devotees would be protected from all sorts of sinful acts and that for them there would be no cause for anxiety.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, go next.
Hare Krishna. Unfortunately, despite Lord Sri Krishna's direct order and the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, less intelligent people misunderstand him to be nothing but a great historical personality, and thus they cannot accept him as the original personality of Godhead. Such men with a poor fund of knowledge are misled by many non devotees. Thus, the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita were misinterpreted even by the great scholars. After the disappearance of Lord Sri Krishna, there were hundreds of commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita by many erudite scholars, and almost every one of them was motivated by self interest.
Hare Krishna. Who wants to go next? Sorry. Yeah.
I can go, Prabhu.
Yes.
Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the self-named Lord Sri Krishna.
Self-same Lord.
Self-same Lord Sri Krishna. This time, however, he appeared as a great devotee of the Lord in order to preach to the people in general, as well as to the religionists and the philosophers about the transcendental position of Sri Krishna, the primeval Lord and the cause of all causes. The essence of his preaching is that Lord Sri Krishna who appeared at Vrijbhumi, Vrindavan, as the son of the king of Vraj. Nand Maharaj is the supreme personality of Godhead and is therefore worshipable by all. Vrindavan Dham is non different from the Lord because the name, fame, form, and place where the Lord manifests himself are all identical with the Lord as absolute knowledge. Therefore, Vrindavan Dham is as worshipable as the Lord. The highest form of transcendental worship of the Lord was exhibited by the damsels of Vrijbhumi in the form of pure affection for the Lord, and Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends this process as the most excellent mode of worship. He accepts the Srimad Bhagavat Puran as the spotless literature for understanding the Lord, and he preaches that the ultimate goal of life for all human beings is to attain the stage of prem or love of God. Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Yeah, this is very important. Basically, it's a verse where it says Aradhyo Bhagwan Brajesh Tanya Tad Dhama Vrindavan Ramya Kachidupashna Brajvadu Vargenaya Kalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Srimad Bhagavatam Amala Puranam Prema Pumartho Mahan. So this is the verse which is quoted by one of the Acharya, which explains Aradhyo Bhagwan Brajesha. Aradhya means one who is worshipable. So as Bhagwan Braj Isha. Aradhyo Bhagwan Brajesha Tanaya. Braj Isha is who is the king of the Braja, that is Nanda Maharaj. And Tanaya. Tanaya means his son. So son of Nanda Maharaj, which is basically Krishna. So he is Aradhyo Bhagwan. He is the worshipable Lord. Aradhyo Bhagwan Brajesha Tanaya Tad Dhama Vrindavana. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is basically saying, like Krishna is worshipable in the same way Tad Dham Vrindavana. His Vrindavan Dham is also equally worshipable. Like if we worship Krishna, same way we worship the holy land of Vrindavan. And then Ramya Kachit Upashana Braj Badhu. And the best way of worship which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends is Braj Badhu. Braj Badhu means all these damsels of Vrindavan, the gopis. So the worship of the gopis, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu considered the highest form of worship. So Ramya Kachit Upashana, Brajbadhu, Vargenaya Kalpina, that is the topmost way of worshipping Krishna. And then Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Prema Pumartho Mahan. So basically what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is doing is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is glorifying Vrindavan Dham. Like Krishna is worshipable, Vrindavan is also worshipable. Then he is glorifying the bhakti of gopis. That is the topmost. So we should try to follow in their footsteps. So he's glorifying the great devotees, which are the gopis. Then also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam Amalam Puranam Prema Pumartho Mahan. And the Srimad Bhagavatam is Amal Purana. Amal Purana means there's no mal, there's no contamination, there's no materialistic talks here. It's a pure bhakti, prema bhakti, love of Godhead. Prema Pumartha Mahan. So this is the book Bhagavad Gita, sorry, Bhagavatam is the book which can bestow upon one Prema Pumartha Mahan, the love of God. So this book is that capable of bestowing, that blessing it can give, that we can develop the love for Krishna. So that is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu glorifying this book. So what I'll do is, I'll do something very interesting because this was very informative. I'll ask you the question. Let me see that who was attentive. We read about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you have to just raise your hands if you know the answer. Okay, let me ask some questions. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which year Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was like he appeared? Pin drop silence. Yes, go ahead.
1407.
Okay, 1407 was like Shakabda, which we don't follow that. What is our modern calendar? Christian calendar, what? English calendar?
1486, I think.
1486.
Something like that.
1486 is the right answer. So we should all know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are all followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's Krishna himself. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in which month in 1486?
February.
Yes, he was in February 1486. Okay, what was the name of his father? Who wants to go?
Jagannath.
Jagannath Mishra.
Jagannath Mishra.
Jagannath Mishra is the right answer. Okay, What is the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mother?
Sachi
Sachi Devi,
Devi.
Hare Krishna.
Sachi Devi.
Sachi Devi. So he was the son of Jagannath Mishra and the Sachi Devi. And Sachi Devi was the daughter of a great, again, a very great scholar of Navadvip. What was the name of Sachi Devi's father? Okay, Padma Mataji, I see your hand raised. I don't know if you raised earlier or. Okay. What was the name of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Nanaji, like mother's father? Okay, a little difficult. His name was, yes,
Neelambara something.
yes. Okay, you'll get the 50% mark, Mataji. Okay, Neelambara Chakravarti. His name was Neelambara Chakravarti. So, 1496 February, Jagannath Mishra and the Sachi Devi. Sachi Devi was the daughter of Neelambara Chakravarti. So, the Jagannath Mishra came to Navadvip from one district. Anybody remember this? It might be a little difficult one, but still I'll ask. He kind of migrated from somewhere to Navadvip. Okay, I will answer that. It was a district of Silhat. It is on in like West Bengal and East Bengal on that side. So they just moved to Navadvip. Hmm. Okay, so now Sachi Devi and
Where is Navadvip?
okay, Navadvip is it is in West Bengal. Like from Calcutta, it is 3 hours, 3 or maybe 3 to 4 hours drive. I think towards the east. It's a very beautiful place. It's a birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Navadvip. Navadvip is like there's 9 islands, and in that one of the places is called the Mayapur.
Okay. Hare
Hmm.
Krishna.
Okay, next question. Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Devi, they gave birth to many daughters, but unfortunately they all died. They had two sons. What are the names of those two sons? Who want to go? And I want to see like some new people also should answer, not only the same people. Try. Other people should also unmute if you know the answer. Otherwise, those who know they had to give the answer. Okay, Ashimji, go ahead. Tell.
Vishwarupa and Vishwambar.
Okay, this the two sons, Vishwarupa and Vishwambar. And this Vishwambar later became famous as two names.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Nimai. Nimai.
Nimai.
First his
Nimai
name
Pandit.
is Nimai Pandit. Nimai Pandit means okay. Now this is interesting. Why he was called Nimai? The mother started calling him as Nimai Nimai because he took birth under a neem tree. In those days, they were not like hospital or something like that. So delivery happened under a neem tree, so he became famous as Nimai. And later he became very scholarly. So he became like a Pandit. So he became famous as Nimai Pandit first. And then later he became Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only when he took sannyas. Okay, now next question is at what age Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the sannyas?
24.
24.
24.
24, at the age of 24, now we can just imagine like 24 means like how young, and he became a sannyasi. So before that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also got married with a first wife. Who will tell the name of first wife who unfortunately passed away? What was the name of the first wife of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Lakshmi Priya
Lakshmi
Mataji.
Priya.
Lakshmi Priya, yes. And then on the request of his mother, he got married again to another wife whose name was
Vishnu
Vishnu
Priya.
Vishnu Priya.
Vishnu Priya.
Priya. Okay, so Lakshmi Priya and Vishnu Priya. There are two. But after getting married, soon after that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the sannyas. And his wife was like 16-year-old or something like that. Very young. Right? Okay, so at 24, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the sannyas. And total time that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was here on this planet, how many years?
48.
50
Yes.
years.
No, it was
48.
48. Yes, 48 years is the right answer. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was here only just for 48 years. So in that also 24 years, at the age 24, he took the sannyas. So rest of the 24 years, when they take like somebody take the sannyas, then they cannot stay at one place. Like this is one of the regulation for a sannyasi. He doesn't stay in one place to keep traveling. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu traveled all around the South India. For how many years he covered?
6
4
years.
years.
6 years.
Yes, 6 years he covered all the South India tour. He completed, and finally he came where he made his headquarters.
Jagannath Puri.
Puri.
Yes, Jagannath Puri. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made his headquarters at Jagannath Puri, and rest of how many years he was there in Jagannath Puri?
18.
I had a simple math, no? 24 means 6 years he traveled, and then rest of the 18 years, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there and in Jagannath Puri. There's many beautiful pastimes happened there. So like that. Okay, so I think this is wonderful. Everybody will remember at least those details now. Otherwise, we read and we forget, and then tomorrow we come like a blank slate. So I think we should try to do this more. Thank you, everyone.